This exercise is a single leg RDL with a hip extension focus. It's a great exercise to work on stability and strength of that standing hip, but it's also working on mobility between the two hips as well by forcing the back leg into more hip extension. And you'll see what I mean when we're doing the rep. So in order to set up, we're on one leg in a typical RDL position, but instead of keeping that back leg straight like how we do in a typical single leg RDL, all we're gonna do differently is really focus on getting the knee behind the hip, squeezing that glute, and keeping this knee bent to about 90 degrees throughout the rep. And a small difference in that is gonna make a big difference in what the exercise is gonna feel like. So now, as I really squeeze this rear hip, I'm gonna then think about pushing my hips backwards to go into a hinge position. And I'm very intentional about keeping the hips facing flat, but I'm also very intentional about keeping the knee driving behind this hip as I hinge down. So essentially what I'm doing is creating a lot of space between my two knees, which is going to help with things like, sprinting or any other activity where you're really lunging the knees away from each other. So this is meant to be done very slow, controlled, and intentional. So I am really pushing that hip, squeezing that glute, hinging. I feel a big stretch of this hamstring on the standing leg and a little bit in the groin because I'm really trying to separate the two knees far away from each other. When I feel like I've gone far enough that I'm moving through my hips and not my lower back, I'm gonna squeeze that hip and come forward. I always like to end in a little bit of a knee drive. So then you're gonna reset, squeeze that hip, go into the hinge position, separate the two knees, slow and control into that knee drive position.